Ha! Behold, mortals, and Barry, for I am the greatest wizard ever known! And today I shall be reading the fortune, a divination, you might say, for one Diaz X Drake. What does the future hold? Well, let's find out here today. The cards will read his fate. Let's see. Our first card is the Chariot of Silver. Yes, indeed. And our next card is, oh yes, it is the Purple Hermit. This is shaping up to be very, very interesting. Yes. Finally, we have the Deep Blue Moon. Ooh. All right. I think putting all these cards together, I think reads his fortune it's pretty clear to me. There is a 1% chance the day after the Battle of Onigashima that X Drake will be alive. So that's not good. I'm also reading a 90% chance he's going to be dead. So if there's only a 1% chance he's going to be alive and a 90% chance, that doesn't add. Oh, okay, no, wait, okay, I get it. 1% chance Diaz Drake is going to be alive, 90% chance he's going to be dead. There's a 5% chance he's going to be alive, but seriously critically injured. And it looks like the remaining 4% is Drake is going to win an all-expense-paid vacation to Auckland, New Zealand? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready to pack your bags for the South Pacific, Drake, because if you can make it out of this nonsense alive, you're going to luxurious New Zealand. You'll spend 5 days and 4 nights in Auckland before heading out to enjoy the rest of this beautiful countryside in Oceania. You'll go fishing, climb mountains. Hey, what the hell is that? It looks like a river made out of marshmallows. No, it's actually a glacier. This is a thing. Beautiful country. So get ready, Drake. You might be able to pull out of this ahead of the game. Okay then, random advertisement for the country of New Zealand. Now that happened out of complete nowhere too. Like yeah, the country of New Zealand Tourism Bureau contacted me specifically like, all right, Tekking, listen, we want you to dress up like a wizard and we want you to advertise our country for us. Today we will be talking about Drake's character, where he's going, and the prediction that Hawkins made. So chapter spoilers, of course, for chapter 990. Before last chapter even came out, I've said before that I honestly don't feel that Drake's gonna make it out of this alive. You know, just like a double agent for the Marines inside of Kaido's, like, crew, especially getting such a high rank. Like, as soon as it was found out that he was not working for Kaido, you got the Toby Roppo, you got the Calamities, plus Kaido himself, that are probably gonna be out for Drake's blood. And I could totally see the angle with Drake, like, alright, you know, I was raised by a Marine that became a pirate, I became a Marine myself, and then they approached me one day with this secret operation. You understand what Drake had to do. Like, Drake becoming a member of SWORD, of course SWORD is a very secret organization within the Marines, so whatever Drake did to pretend to defect from the Marines while actually still working for SWORD, you know, like, he could have done something really messed up. Like, he could have killed maybe one of his crewmates, so it's not even debatable that, like, he defected. Alright, like, the members of SWORD, like, the high-ranking members, and we don't know who those are yet, I'm gonna assume it's Garp and Sengoku, maybe Aokiji's in there too. They might have approached Drake and be like, Drake, we have a job that only you can pull off. We're going to send you into Kaido's crew, but in order to do that, you need to leave the Marines first. But we can't just have you leave. It can't just be like you were here one day and you decided to retire for no reason. We have to make it believable. So he's like, all right, I'll like kill one of my fellow officers or something, or at least make it look like I did, and then everybody will see me as like, oh, he defected, just like his dad. Probably the reason Drake was chosen for that mission, because his father did the same thing, so it would make sense that he would do it too. There's also the thing involving his devil fruit, the Ancient Zone model Allosaur. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, S.H.I.E.L.D. gave him that, not S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm thinking too much of the Marvel universe there. I wouldn't be surprised if SWORD approached him with the Ancient Dragon Zone, the Allosaur fruit, gave it to him and be like, okay, you eat this fruit, become an Allosaurus, defect from the Marines, or make it look like you're defecting, and then Kaido will be a little bit more welcoming because you've clearly left, you're no longer a Rear Admiral, you have the skills, and you have a dinosaur zone, they'll definitely welcome you. Some people have also brought up that didn't Drake eat the fruit when he was still like living on Minion Island with his dad? Like, didn't Diaz Barrels give him the fruit? I looked into this. I couldn't really find any proof of it, but maybe he did. I'm not sure. But either way, it doesn't really matter regardless. Let's say Drake was, he received the power of the dinosaur zone when he was like a kid, or he was still living with his father on Minion Island in the North Blue. Still, that would be the perfect option for him, because it, like, okay, he has the dinosaur zone, goes to be a Marine after the whole thing with Doflamingo, he gets off the island, becomes a Marine, trains, becomes a Rear Admiral, and then, like, Sengoku approaches him one day in, like, a secret room or something, and he's like, okay, Drake, you're the only person in the entire Marines that has an ancient, you know, like, dinosaur zone. You're the only person that could even conceivably probably seep into Kaido's crew. So you're going to have to do this whole secret operation, defect, and then join Kaido's crew, right? Or it could be like they gave him the fruit. So either way, Drake probably had to do some really messed up things to prove to the entirety of the world that he defected, that he's a traitor, okay? And going even further than this, I mentioned this in a community post a couple weeks back, but remember, Kizaru went at Drake like Kizaru was trying to kill him. You know, he was really, I mean, Kizaru is an unpredictable guy already. Sometimes you get the impression Kizaru was just kind of playing around with the supernovas, but then other times he like straight up tries to kill them, right? Now the question remains, did Kizaru know? I was getting kind of annoying. The question remains, did Kizaru know that Drake was a member of SWORD? Because Kizaru was an admiral. He's literally the second highest position in the entire Marine organization, right underneath the fleet admiral. If the admirals were not privy to this information, it could just mean SWORD is just that secretive, or even if Kizaru did know about it, he's like, all right, I know that Drake is secretly a member of SWORD. I'm not gonna kill him, but I'm gonna really wreck him because I have to keep up appearances too. I can't give it away. I can't like beat down Hawkins, beat down a Rouge, beat down a Pooh, but then don't touch Drake. I have to make it look. I have to make presentation here. And once again, Kizaru's a very unpredictable guy, right? So yeah, Drake's done a lot of stuff here. I could totally see Oda going with the angle of like, you know, he sacrificed everything. He sacrificed his crew, his men. He might have even taken one of their lives in order to become a traitor, all for the sake of this mission. And he might very well give his life if it means taking down Kaido, because Drake has kind of sacrificed everything to get where he's at right now. And here, right where we're at, from the last chapter, from what he said, he's like, he's pretty much got nothing. He is a lone force. He is an army of one, as the title of the chapter stated, you know, chapter 990, Army of One. So they don't find out he's a member of SWORD specifically, but they know he's working for somebody. They know he's not a member of Kaido's crew. He seeped in, he freed Law, he was lying about it, so they found out it was him, plus Hawkins has his tarot ability. That's also probably why I think that Hawkins was doing the reading for Drake. I mean, it could have been Luffy, it could have been Kaido, it could have been somebody else, but the way I look at it, like, to have, like, some impact for the audience, like, the first person I thought of was Luffy, as I'm sure a lot of people did when Hawkins was doing the tarot reading. When Luffy and Zoro first met Hawkins at the beginning of the Wano arc, I believe, I said it was 0% in the chapter, I forgot the number, it was 19%. Hawkins did a tarot reading there, and he's like, there's a 19% chance that you will be alive by the end of the month. Still, even given the force that Kaido has, I'd say that 19%, that's pretty good odds, all things considered, right? That's almost 80-20 odds. I think you should be good with that, right? I bet Hawkins was even surprised, like, man, 19%. Honestly, I'm surprised that that number is as high as it was, right? You know, it's at least something to work with, right? It's not good odds, but whatever. But Luffy's the main character, so if you want to say to me, Luffy only has a 1% chance of defeating Kaido, he's the main character, so it's probably going to happen, right? Like, it's not going to surprise me. You could say he has a 0.01% chance of defeating Kaido and making it to the next day, and I could be like, yeah, but he's the main character, so he'll go against the odds and he'll win. Now, if it's the other side of the coin, the 1% chance of survival is maybe for Kaido, so that means there's a 99% chance that, so Kaido's basically gonna straight up die, and he is gonna die, and he's not gonna flip the odds. Like, I know it's manga we're talking about here, so we have to think of, like, tropes and things. So whenever you hear a character saying 1% chance of survival, it's, like, kind of in your head thinking, like, oh, well, they might actually beat the odds and make that 1%. Like, that 1% is going to be the outcome because they mentioned it. But no, it could very well be like, oh no, like the author, like Oda could be writing it down. It's like, oh no, it's a 1% chance, meaning it's definitely pretty much going to be the 99%. That person that Hawkins was talking about is definitely going to die, right? I'm not going to give you, oh, it's a miracle. It's like, Harold Valkyrie, Sternritter M, the miracle. He did it. No, I put 1% because that person is literally going to die, but it's not going to be Luffy. It's going to be Drake. I could see that. Now, a death of one of the worst generation would definitely be very powerful, and I could see Oda looking at, the group back here. Blackbeard is not included. They're just the supernovas. But I could see Oda looking at this and being like, okay, I'm gonna kill one of the supernovas in the story to get some impact. Which one do I want to kill? And the way that Oda has really set them up, I mean, there's a few. I just did that Arouge video like last week where I'm like, where's Arouge at? What's he up to? And Arouge, I mean, if he died right now, it would suck because we don't know much about his past. Drake, at least we know a little bit because we had the whole backstory with Law that Oda actually included Drake in. He's just kind of a side character. He's just sort of there, but that was his father, Diaz Barrels, that was going to sell the op fruit to the Marines and everything. And so the whole thing with Doflamingo in the birdcage and Drake managed to get away. We find that out in Law's backstory, right? So, and also the whole story with Drake, it's actually really fascinating when you think about it, and for a bunch of different reasons I've already gone into before. So here's what I think is going to happen, with last chapter, Drake, he comes down, he uses Excalibur against one of the numbers against, and it's getting really hot in these things, against Juki, which, by the way, I believe it was Artor that mentioned on Twitter that it was Diaz X Drake that defeated Juki, the number 10 of the numbers. So I found that kind of humorous. I'm like, he's number 10 X, and he defeats number 10 Juki, so that's cool. But he asked Luffy, hey, I want to join you. I'm a lone force right now. Can I join up with you guys? Not asking to join Luffy's crew, although Oda might do that kind of comedy moment. He'd be like, wait, are you asking me to join my crew? I don't know. Oh, but you are a dinosaur. That would be cool. Drake's like, no, I'm not asking to join your crew. I'm just asking to join your cause right now. Like, fight on the rebellion side. Will you let me do that? Now, I brought up in the video that Drake was the one that apparently crushed Tama's village, and it was mentioned by Hitetsu to Luffy. Now, Luffy, I don't think still has ever met Drake, has ever actually known what he looks like, but if he says his name, that might throw things into chaos a bit, or Luffy might be like, okay, but, you might be our ally right now, but you got to apologize to Tama after this is over, and you're gonna make some dinner for her after all the stuff you did. He's like, fine, whatever, sure, fine, okay, cool, but can I fight with you? And Luffy's like, yeah, okay, fine. So, we might get that moment there, where we get to see Luffy, and Drake, like, land on the ground. Luffy's still in gear 4th bound, man, and Drake's there with his like rapier and his mighty quad axe. It's like a mace, but it's a quad axe, right? And he's like in his half Allosaur like hybrid form, and he's like, let's do this then, and let's just charge forth, right? Now Drake, undercover secret agent man for the Marines, he's heard a lot of stories from Luffy through Kobe. Kobe's probably fanboyed a lot over Luffy to Drake, and just like, oh my god, Drake, he's so cool. And X-Drake is just like, oh god, Kobe, please, I've heard so much about this guy. But I don't know how much Drake really knows about Luffy's personality. So Drake might honestly think like, all right, I'm going to tell Luffy my really complex secret agent sword plan to assassinate Kaido. Like, Drake might have some kind of means to do it. Like, he's like, I've been here on this crew for over 2 years now. I've read every document. Like, the Marines might be forwarding Drake, like, secret documents and stuff to read up on Kaido. Remember, Kaido was captured plenty of times by other forces, like the Marines and other Yonko. So, Kaido might have been captured by the Marines at one point, and Vegapunk might have tried to execute him, but they could never succeed, and he was able to get loose and go back to, Onigashima. But he's been captured quite a few times. So the Marines might have documents on Kaido, and, like, we actually figured out a way to defeat him. Like, Vegapunk developed the serum. I've talked about this before, but Vegapunk might have invented a serum or some kind of weapon to, like, artificially simulate, like, the Ryuo that Luffy's learning or something. So, Kaido might be defeated by that, and Drake might have this, or he might have the idea of what to do. And it'd be kind of funny to see Drake trying to explain to Luffy, like, this plan. And Luffy's just like, yeah, that's great, whatever, let's just fight! And Drake's like, wait a second, no, we have to come up with a plan. And then, like, the rest of the Straw Hats, like Robin or Jinbei, might approach Drake and just, Yeah, I mean, thank you for fighting along for our cause and everything, but yeah, you don't understand. You can't succeed when it comes to Luffy, like trying to explain like a plan to him. It's not gonna work, right? Maybe if Drake prefaces the plan with, Luffy, I'm a secret agent working undercover. You gotta help me. Maybe then Luffy might be like, oh, secret agent? That's so cool! You know, it's like maybe then like Chopper and Usopp will show up and be like, whoa, you're a secret agent? Like a spy? That's so neat. Tell us what to do. And then maybe he could preface it that way. But yeah, I could totally see Drake though going up against Kaido and like, all right, I'm gonna like use my body as a shield and a sword, you know. So I'll fight Kaido while the Straw Hats circle around and try to deal the finishing blow, or I'll distract him, or I'll tell him something, or I'll do something. Like I could see Drake going out like a damn hero. Like he goes out like a damn hero. He dies at Wano after this whole arc is over. The Marines show up, Kobe ends up there, and they find his body, and they're like, oh my god. And some of the Marines will maybe be like, that's the body of the traitor Diaz Drake. And like, no, he isn't. He was a damn hero! And they like posthumously like promote him or something. It will posthumously promote him to Admiral or something, but he's dead now, and they'll take him away, and he's just like, you know, we might get a whole story with him. I'm not really sure where Oda could include that. If Oda could include that like right now in the story, like next chapter or something, like, you know, Drake lands and is like, okay, let's go, Luffy, and then we cut to a flashback really quick where Oda's like, you know, this was 15 years ago or however long it was when the whole flashback with Law and Corazon happened. Like we see it from Drake's perspective. We see Drake sailing away from Minion Island aboard the Marine ship, and the Marines are like helping him because he was at that point, Drake was 19 years old, but he looked a lot younger because he was like malnourished by his father. His father like abused him, so he was 19, but he was still kind of like a runt or a brat, like his father called him. Okay, so I could see the Marines like, it's okay, kid, you know, you'll be safe now. And he's like, you know, I want to be a Marine, I want to fight with you guys, and that's how he joined the Marines. So we might get a whole story with that. Not going to be a whole flashback arc. I'm talking about like a one chapter thing, where we get to see Drake's story, where he rises through the ranks of the Marines, and then him being approached by Sword, and then being like, this is a job only you can do. Because on the surface, it's like, okay, he was a rear admiral, he defected, joined Kaido's crew. On the surface, it's really easy to say, but there's a lot of chances for really good storytelling, character development, emotion in this story involving Drake, right? And I just see, out of all the supernovas, like, I could see Oda being like, okay, well, I can't kill off Bonnie, because Bonnie, there's a lot of stuff going on with her right now, with Reverie and with Kuma. Obviously, I can't get rid of Kid or Law. We're going to be getting back to Law in a second. The whole reason, like some people might even be questioning, like, why did Drake risk blowing his cover on freeing Law? So we'll get to that in a second. But Law is like, you can't kill Law. Some people think Law's gonna die. He's gonna use his Eternal Youth operation on Luffy or somebody. I don't know, but I don't want to see Law die in this story. If not right now, maybe like at the very, very end, like the final climactic battle of the entire manga, Law like gives his life or something, but not right now, please, no. You know, Beiji just had the whole story with, Totland, so, it's kind of like a weird balance. Like, you can just kill off a character, there's not much going on, like Apu. We don't really know much about Apu's backstory, so therefore, though, if Apu died right now, like, some people might be upset, like, really liked Apu's character, wanted to see more from him, but we don't really know that much about him, okay? So it wouldn't be as impactful, you know what I mean? I think there's enough with Drake right now that it would be strong enough, and he's kind of a cool character, so a lot of people will be upset there, and he's clearly, like, a good person. Like, he does work for the Marines, but you can tell he's not a corrupted Marine. He is literally just trying to wipe out Kaido. He's, like, trying to take down one of the Yonko, alright? Because I like to think all the members of Sword are not like, they're going to be like the good Marines, like Aokiji, Sengoku, Garp, Kobe, Helmeppo. I said good. I didn't say super strong. I just said the good Marines that fight for like true, like we're not going to fight for absolute justice. It's more moral justice. That's the kind of thing right there involving like the Marines. And also like Smoker and Tashigi might join as well, as the whole thing I talked about in the, Smoker's video a couple days ago, right? So I think from what we know right now with Drake, that's enough to go off of. Sprinkle in some more backstory, get a really dramatic, sad backstory story that Oda can give us, like, and maybe expand upon a little bit Drake's relationship with his dad and how his upbringing was and where he's at right now. And I think if he did die as like a hero, that would be a really impact. That might, who knows, that might be chapter 1000. Chapter 1000, we get a character death and it's Drake. And maybe not right now. I mean, I would be pretty upset if he died right now. I think from what we know so far, that would be enough to warrant sadness from me. But we might learn some more about him in the intermediate chapters. And then by the time he has like his final stand, like I right now I am a pirate, but I die as a Marine, something like that. And that's like the end of Drake, you know. So we could see that. Now, to close this out here, why did Drake free Law? Because you'd figure, working for Kaido's crew, rising through the ranks, becoming a Tobiropo, one of the most trusted group of members on the Beast Pirate crew, why would he risk throwing all of that away and getting that exposed simply for freeing Law? You know, like, you think you could just left him there, maybe he could have, like, Law's pretty tricky, he might have been able to figure out a way on his own. I think it's maybe Drake. He realized what was going on with the rebellion. Obviously, Orochi found out about the rebellion, so Kaido knew about it as well. And with Drake being such a high-ranking member, he probably found, and also he's a secret agent, so he found out what's going on with the rebellion. So he knew Kid and Luffy and Law and the samurai were all planning a revolt. He knew all that. And he's like, okay, Law got captured. I need to free him because Law is going to be integral for this. Like, Drake was smart enough to realize how smart Law was. And he's like, okay, you know, Kid is not going to be the mastermind here. Luffy's not going to be the mastermind here. It's probably going to be Law. And Law is captured. And maybe Drake, like, maybe staked out the prison town for a while. Like, maybe Drake was like, okay, I hope Law can get out on his own. But it was like 6 days before the battle. Like, the battle was going to happen soon before the Fire Festival. And Drake's like, man, this isn't happening quick enough. I need to make sure Law gets freed so he can help out the rebellion. When Law did get freed, he was leaving the prison and he was like looking back at Drake in the shadows and he was like, I don't know why you freed me. You probably have your own reasons. I don't care what they are. I need to get going. And so maybe Drake was like, okay, well, my whole plan here is to take out Kaido as a member of Sword. Obviously, I can't do that by myself. I'm going to need as much help as possible. Ergo, I need to cause as much chaos as possible. If the rebellion begins without Law being present, then the whole thing might fall apart. Now, obviously, there were other more intelligent, tactical individuals like Denjiro and Hyogoro that were in the rebellion as well that can organize and everything. And plus, Kinemon playing his, like, 72-dimensional chess. You know, there was a lot of, you know, smart minds coming up with the rebellion. But probably Drake was like, you know, Law is going to be a keystone to this because I know Law and I know how he does things. So even if it's at a risk of being found out, I need to kind of do it. And Drake might have gotten complacent. He might have thought like, okay, I've been a member of Kaido's crew for so many years and they trust me and I'm a Tobiropo and it's chaos right now in the capital. Yeah, I'm going to sneak in really quick. I'm going to let Law go and they'll be none the wiser. And it might have just screwed him over because Hawkins has his tarot and that might have queued them up. And also maybe just Who's Who didn't like Drake from the beginning and always kind of like, it's like, I always thought you were, you know, you weren't who you said you were or somebody like that. And then Queen also wanted to defeat Drake. So yeah, they might have just had a feeling and it might have been a situation with just like, hey, he used to be a Marine. No matter what the circumstances for him leaving the Marines are, he was a Marine then, he's still a Marine now. So even if the circumstance for Drake betraying the Marines were like he just slaughtered everybody aboard his ship and then just stole a government vessel and just he became a pirate, even if that was the backstory with Drake, be like, oh geez, oh wow, yeah, you definitely betrayed the Marines, damn, you know, to do something like that, so brutal. Queen and Who's Who might still be like, nah, it doesn't matter. He still used to be a Marine. We can't trust him. And so they might have been keeping a close eye on him, and they might have found out. And then so, yeah, that's the situation there with Drake. But, yeah, I personally don't think he's going to make it out of this, but let me know how you feel about that below. The situation with Hawkins, like I said, I've said this a million times and I'll continue to say it. Hawkins is a man that goes with his cards, okay? So if his cards say, you know, stay with Kaido, he'll stay with Kaido. If the cards say like 51% chance that you'll survive if you leave, he's going to probably try to leave. You know, that's Hawkins to a T. He's very neutral in that regard, just basically just obeying the will of the tarot. So you probably can't expect any immediate help from Hawkins if he's going to do anything, right? If his cards read out like, if I help Drake in his quest, Perhaps I'll be able to make it out of here alive. Okay, I'll do it. You know, it's not, he doesn't really betray you so much as he kind of has like a brief window into the future, so he knows everything that's going to kind of happen like within a reasonable, you know, grasp of like the immediate future, you know, and so that's how Drake kind of lives his life. I mean, that's how Hawkins kind of lives his life there. So anyway, yeah. But thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to check out New Zealand, I guess. You know, once travel becomes a thing, it's a lovely country. I'd love to visit. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. This will be Tekking101 signing out. Now, what video shall I do tomorrow? Let's see here. Yes, the Green Hierophant. Yes, indeed. That refers to the list! I think I'll do that one tomorrow. Yeah, that should be a good one. You'll like tomorrow's video. Okay, signing out, everybody.